All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this from in the world. So, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Weekend Review with myself, Realtor Rob. So, real quick, I had a question from last week's video. So, someone asked, what am I doing? What am I reading? Scrolling through, looking down. So, basically, I try to write down what I think are important key points because I post a lot of information. If you guys have been to my page, you see there's tons of content. So I go through and try to pick out what I feel is most important for you to go back and look through or read or watch. And then I put little notes on tabs that I can scroll through, and give you kind of highlighted points. So that's what I'm doing when I'm reading the screen, looking down at my paper, looking back at you, trying to make sure I get it all in, in a certain time. And right now I'm hovering around 15 minutes, but I'm trying to work on that. So with that in mind, let's get right into it. So this is for the week of 14 June. So we start off with the difference between hard and soft inquiries. So hard and soft pulls, they've been called as well for your credit report. So a hard report is you need permission to run it. It's used to make lending decisions. It stays on your credit report for 2 years, and it can lower your score. That's what a lot of people are concerned about. And it's usually used for things like mortgages, auto loans, apartments, applications, things like that. So versus a soft inquiry or soft pull, they don't need your permission to run it. There's supposedly no impact on your credit. It's like a financial background check. It's unsolicited credit offers, employment background check, so they can start sending you junk mail and spam and all that stuff. So that's what goes into the soft pull side of it. All right, so the next one is the right expert will guide you through this unpredictable market. And let me see, I think I wrote down some things on this. All right, so the right expert. So hopefully I'm the right expert for you. So what I can help you do is understand contracts, write contracts, use my experience, leverage, what I've learned over the years of being in the business. I can negotiate on your behalf. Use my education, like I said, which goes along with experience and pricing. I can help you price your home if you're selling, or help you understand how they got to that selling point if you're trying to purchase a home. So, and another big one that I usually tell my clients is that being a buyer is a no-brainer because I work for you as a buyer for free. All the proceeds come from the seller side, when the home is closed. So there's no reason, if you're buying a house in this market, any other market, that you don't have someone like myself representing you on the buyer side. All right. Let's see what we have next. I think we're going into, okay, so this is a post from the Mortgage Nerd, the benefits of home ownership. I'm just going to run through these real quick. There's, I don't know, about 12 of them. Let's go. Building equity, long-term savings, building wealth, control housing budget, civic participation, financial education, health benefits, property customization, mortgage interest deduction, property tax deduction, imputed rent, profits from home sale. So those are all of those are home ownership benefits, but there of course are many more. All right, so my next one is every month I put out a couple monthly newsletters. So this one for June is gardening tips. So read up on that if you have a green thumb, or if you're working on your green thumb, read up on that. Next we have mortgage rate scenarios. And I believe this one is from the Mortgage Nerd as well. And this one is basically going over depending on what programs you qualify for, what's the best avenue or route for you to go. So make sure you watch her video on that. All right. So then we have, let me see, I believe I have, do your credits check mistakes on their credit report? So I believe I have one on that. Okay, so there was 2 surveys done. The first survey had a survey of 695 people, and it says 41% of those people had unrecognized accounts that they didn't even know were there. 26% said unrecognized debt reported to collections. 23% said payment wrongly reported as late, and 12% said payments were wrongly reported as missed entirely, so they never even reported the payment. And then in the next survey or study that they did, they surveyed 1,739 people. And out of that, 56% said that they had the wrong address. 33% said they misspelled their name. And then 17% said they had the wrong name entirely. Okay. All right, so we got that one. Then I have a bunch of stats. Let me see what we have. Do we have? All right. So we have underwriting approval. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. So a pre-approval letter is issued based on the loan officer's evaluation of the lending guidelines. It is, however, based on the limited info that the loan officer has at the time. So basically, they're just taking your word of mouth of how much you make, how long you've been working there, things like that. Now, when you get into underwriting, it says only an underwriter can approve or deny a loan. They base this decision on mortgage guidelines. So they're looking at collateral, which is the property and title. There is no way for your loan officer to know the collateral or the title status prior to issuing a pre-approval letter. So finally, it says you can have a pre-approval but not be approved for various reasons. For instance, the loan officer misinterpreting the lending guidelines, issues with the collateral, low appraisals, structural issues, or issues with the title in the form of liens or legal issues. So just because you have a pre-approval doesn't mean that your loan will go through smoothly or at all. So that's why you need that underwriting approval. All right. Let's see what we have here next. All right. That's the mortgage rate scenario. We just went over that one. Okay, so I have a little motivational post here. Every exit is an entry somewhere else. So just stay positive. Know that there could be and there is something better around the corner. So every exit is an entry somewhere else. And then, you know, my normal Wednesday Hump Day virtual home tours. I do the lease and rentals that are available, properties that are available above 300,000, between 200 and 300,000, and below 200,000. All right, I'm scrolling up through. All right, so VA Rep DFW chapter, which I am a part of, we are putting together and hosting a fundraising event, a fundraising golf tournament, which will be sometime in September. So I have a post on that. We went out there to check out the Texas Rangers Golf Club. So check out that. It's very nice. Is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of the newer golf courses in the area. So it is awesome. Whether you like golf or not, you know, I'm not an avid golfer, but I mean, a lot of times it's what you're supporting and the company that you're with, you know, the people that you're with. So look for more information on that. All right, so next, earnest money versus down payment. So let me click on this to see. Okay, we are going to start with the earnest money. So earnest money is a good faith deposit that the borrower makes to the seller, showing they're willing to move forward. This money is held by the title company, so it doesn't go into, you know, the listing agent's account, doesn't go into the buying agent's account. The borrower can get this money back prior to the contingency period ending. So earnest money is what I like to call skin in the game. So it lets the seller know how serious you are about this property. And you don't lose that money, which I'll go into with the down payment. You don't lose that money. It'll be applied. So the down payment is a percentage of the sales price the borrower pays to the lender, not the seller, at closing to satisfy minimum lending guidelines. The earnest money counts towards the down payment. So you don't lose it, it goes towards the down payment. So keep that in mind. All right. And here is a video going over some more things that the mortgage nerd provides. She provides a detailed report of appraisal gap strategies. And let me just see if I can play a little bit of this. Okay, so appraisal gap strategies. What happens if you wait 1 year, the difference, you know, in the payment and things like that. And then also renting versus buying. So check that out as well. Post from Leticia Ramos. So what is included in your mortgage payment? So it's broken down. Your mortgage payment will include principal and interest, property taxes, hazard insurance, and mortgage insurance. All right, let's see what the next one is. All right, so the next one is new construction. Excuse me. So it says the process works very similar to buying a pre-existing home. The big caveat is you'll need to wait for the home to be built. You'll get the estimated timeline from the builder. So to give you an example, I've gone to a couple new construction and they kind of chuckle when I say, I want to know, you know, I want a list of your current inventory. And they're kind of like, yeah, right, buddy, you and everybody else, you know. So I would say, I don't want to give away the next slide, but I would say that right now, most places, you know, you might have the 1 off, 2 off, but most places 12 to 14 months. So in here, right here, it says new construction. So timeline can be 4 to 10 months. I would say closer to 12 to 14. May need to be pre-qualified twice. Once to submit an offer, and then again within 60 days of the home completion due to the credit report expiring. So keep that in mind. Say it all the time. Once you start this process, don't go moving money around. Don't celebrate early and go buy furniture or appliances, a car, nothing. Keep everything the same. Wait till after you get the keys, you know, if you want to go celebrate and do all that good stuff. Let me see. It also says you'll also need to evaluate the benefits of using the builder's lender. They aren't always cheaper than an outside lender. Evaluate, you know, points and lender specific fees like you would any other quote. So you always want to go shopping. You don't want to take the first offer, just like anything else, shopping for cars, electronics, anything else. So a lot of new construction will give you like down payment assistance, closing cost assistance, you know, if you go with their preferred lender, but it may be a higher interest rate. So you just have to see which one is going to work out better for you. Do you need that down payment assistance, or is it more important for you to have that long-term lower interest rate? But at least you have options. Just knowing what those options are. All right. I'm trying to get through this. I think I had a lot more points than I thought I was going to be going through. So let's see. All right. Owning a home has distinct financial benefits over renting. So let me see. All right. So renting versus owning. So when you rent, you build your landlord's equity and wealth. Your monthly payments depend on ever-rising rents. So cost of inflation, rents going up. You don't benefit from the home price appreciation. On the other hand, when you own, you build your own wealth and equity. Your monthly payment is locked in, and you benefit directly from your home price appreciation. So very different between renting and owning. Let's see. All right, debt to income ratio. So a lot of people don't know that there's a couple parts to debt to income ratio. So your debt to income ratio, or DTI, is evaluated two ways. So they have a front end DTI, which only factors in your current housing expenses. And then they have a back end, which factors in all your debts, and it's typically more important as most loan programs have a hard cap. So there are two portions, and they have two different, cutoff rates or percentage rates. So be aware of that. Motivational post from Cindy Davis, one of my networking home warranty partners. So it says, you can't calm the storm, so don't even try. What you can do is calm yourself. The storm will pass. All right, I think finally I'm going to end with the manual versus automated underwriting. So automated underwriting uses computer-based decision to evaluate a borrower's lendability. This is the lender's preferred method, because you punch in the numbers, it is what it is. Not emotional, not I like you, you're my friend, you were in my wedding. So the manual underwriting is used when the algorithm cannot deliver a decision, which is the automated. An underwriter reviews the file to assess the financial risk. Not all lenders allow manual underwriting, as it is a time-intensive process. So there you have it. Another jam-packed educational week of the Week in Review. And once again, I know I went over a little bit, but I had that question at the beginning, so hopefully it wasn't too much for you guys to digest. But thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourself and those around you. This is Realtor Rob signing off.